Hey, this is Ulrich from the Footwork Dance Company, and in today's video, we're going to go over the angle Suzie Q. Alright, the angle Suzie Q. You've already learned how to do the Suzie Q by itself. Now we're just going to add a little variation to it so you can spice it up. The angle Suzie Q, I'm going to show you what it looks like. Then we're going to obviously zoom in on my feet so you can see what it really looks like from a different perspective. And then obviously we're going to go through some common mistakes just like in all the prior videos. Right now, let me show you what it looks like. I'll do facing you and facing away from you. My weight is on my right foot like every time we start a new step. Weight's on the right foot, gonna step with my left foot on count 1. So here we are. Angle Suzie Q involves going in and out and Suzie Q. Repeat, in and out and Suzie Q. Now let me do it facing away from you. We're going weights on the right foot, getting ready to step with the left foot. It's going to be in and out and Suzie Q. In and out and Suzie Q. Now let's do it with the counts. The counts are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Repeat. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Basic. 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, 7. That's the angle Suzie Q. What you really want to pay attention to is I am stepping every time. I'm stepping on 1, 2, 3, 4. And then we do the Suzie Q. 5, 6, 7. And then on 8, you position your body to actually repeat the process. So it's very important you realize what's going on. I am stepping, 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 pivoting, repeating the process. It's just stepping, 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 stepping. 8, pivot, repeat the process. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 1. So just remember to use your counts. If you're doing it by yourself, your voice is your count. There are times when I teach a class and I tell someone to count, and their count is faster than their steps. But that you are in charge of the words coming out of your mouth. So you are in charge of synchronizing your words with your feet and making sure that you're actually following some pattern. Alright, when the real music comes on, obviously the music will not be as forgiving, but while you're learning it, make sure you count. Make sure you follow your own tempo, you set a pace, you give a number to each step you take so that you can really internalize what you're learning. Now, you've done the Suzie Q. In terms of the angle portion, all you need to recognize is we are on the ball of the foot the whole time. I'm on the ball of the foot going in, ball of the foot, ball of the foot, ball of the foot, and then we do a regular Suzie Q. Alright? What you'll notice as well is that I am going slightly in front of me. So it's like the feet are almost parallel to each other. I'm going in front of me, but it seems like I'm crossing. So it's like in front of me, seems like I'm crossing. I am crossing the right foot, but it is different. You'll see it better when I zoom in with the feet. It's just important that you realize I'm not going over there. I want you to avoid that. You really want to think of it as I'm crossing, crossing, going. So I'm stepping in, I'm stepping out, and now I'm doing my Suzie Q. Now let's zoom in on the feet so I can really explain this a little better for you. Alright? Alright, so now that we're zoomed in on my feet, I want you to notice what's going on. Use the blue line as a reference point. As I prepare, my weight's on my right foot, I'm going to step with my left foot going in. So notice how I go in here on the ball of the foot. I step, I go out, I step, Suzie Q. I do it again the other side. I go in, I step, I go out, I step, Suzie Q. Now notice when I do it facing away from you, I go away on the right foot. Notice the blue line, yeah? It's going to be in, step, out, step, Suzie Q. Repeat. In, step, out, step, Suzie Q. It's very subtle, it's very simple. You just need to remember to step, remember to be on the balls of your feet, and remember that you've learned the Suzie Q already. You're not doing anything different except for this right here. 1, 2, 3, 4, and then regular Suzie Q. You've done that, so it's Suzie Q. Suzie Q. You've done that. In either case, let's go back to the regular view so you can see some of the common mistakes I find whenever I'm teaching this move to my students. Now that you've seen how to do the angle Suzie Q correctly, I showed you what my feet are doing. I'm going to now show you what you should not do when you're learning the angle Suzie Q. You'll realize that the mistake is always the same. You're either not stepping, you're not shifting weight, or you're not on the balls of your feet. Let me break it down to you so you can actually see what I'm talking about. This is what not to do, okay? First off, arms down here. It's going to slow you down. You're going to fail miserably. Arms are up, some space underneath your underpits, and then you begin. Like everything else, no one makes this mistake because I repeat it constantly. Weights on the right foot, you're going to start stepping with the left foot. We're doing it on the leader's count. So here we go, weights on the right foot, we're going to start stepping with the left foot. This is the first mistake I see when someone is learning this. They go step, but they never lift the back foot. They just go step, so it's step. This is a mistake, do not do this. But you notice how I'm not taking my right foot off the ground. So if I don't take my right foot off the ground, I'm going to be too heavy, too slow. And in a sense, I'll be off time because I'm moving too fast in terms of the timing of the music. So you're here, don't do this. You don't want to step without lifting the other foot. You need to lift that foot, boom, put it back down, and then boom, lift that foot, put it back down, boom, and then obviously step, step, step for your Suzie Q. It's very important you do that. Now another mistake I see is that students are actually over crossing. They're going, and they're like making it really big for no reason other than I told them to cross and they think it's a good idea. So you don't need to make it so big. You can keep it tight, keep it small, get some control of what you're doing, and do it correctly. So that's mistake number 2, overextending yourself. Don't do that. Just keep it tight, simple, step the whole time, and then be on the balls of your feet. The third mistake is, obviously, they're not on the balls of their feet. They're really like flat-footed, flat-footed, flat-footed. So it's like very hard to change directions because you're flat-footed. Now your whole body is fighting you because it wants to relax, it wants to be grounded, it doesn't want to change direction so quickly. So if you're flat-footed, this is what you should not do. Yes, you're following the step, 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 change direction process, but you're just too heavy. If the song is really slow, in the future you might be able to apply it for styling, but if you're first learning the angle Suzie Q, you want to be on the balls of your feet so that you can really get it. Once you get something, then it's time to break the rules and figure it out. But right now, first figure out the foundation. Now the final mistake is it comes to the point where it's a Suzie Q. So right here, I'm doing this correctly. Boom, boom, boom. But it's a Suzie Q, meaning I step here and then I cross in front, step to the side, cross in front. I have students who forget the Suzie Q and they do this correctly and then they're just like in the back and they're doing some type of half grapevine. You don't want to do that. You want to recognize the Suzie Q. You want to have control of what you're doing. In the future, when you're doing some crazy footwork, you might be able to do that half a grapevine. But for the purpose of today's class, it's important to do what you're asked. Because if you don't do the Suzie Q when you want to do a Suzie Q, that means you don't know how to do a Suzie Q because you have no control of what your body's doing. You're just kind of moving around, and since you're on the correct foot, you think it works out. That's not the case, okay? So those are some of the mistakes to pay attention to. Obviously, they're always the same. My arms are down. Don't do that. Arms are engaged. I'm on the balls of my feet. If you're not on the balls of your feet, you're obviously going to be messing up. I'm shifting weights. I'm shifting weight. Going from one foot to the other. It's 100% weight change. So it's weights on my left foot, weights on my right foot, weights on my left foot, weights on my right foot, weights on my left foot, weights on my right foot, weights on my left foot. Repeat the process. Right foot, left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot, left foot, right foot. Always shifting weight. Always on the balls of the feet. Arms are up. Always stepping. And you're using every count. In this forward pattern right here, you're using 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 because you need to use the 8 to change direction. Thanks so much for watching the video. I'll see you in another one. Bye.